that was really good conversations about going within and really being called within right now.
Sure seems like. Okay. What
Hi,
else?
Cinda. It's nice to see you again.
Hi, Lynn. It's nice to be back.
Yeah, wow, you went a long ways away.
I'm just really quickly, Lynn, with what you were saying about this need to go within. I have been overly again and again feeling like Spirit is just saying, sit down and pray, 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 pray. You know, it's not an outward fight, it's an inward, not a fight, but the power is within to change that which is out. And I have, you know, so my there, I guess there is an internal battle around that, which is, okay, fine, I will sit and pray and direct my healing energy towards wherever I need it or see it needed out in the world. But, you know, and I need to see results of it sooner than later. And so one question I was just thought I'd ask, Sharon, is, you know, it seems to be a theme that there's a lot of us. I think Sue even said that yesterday about just needing to go within. Is this a truth that we are needing to follow and live by, or is this an energetic manipulation keeping those of us who can really truly make a difference silent?
My answer to that is go back to the basics. Connect with the feeling, the voice. Are you of my light? And if it's not of your light, then eliminate it. And if it is of your light, ask what its job is. Because we've created, from our own light, we've created self-sabotage to keep us small. So just because it's of your light, it may not be appropriate in this time, right? It might be coming from old lifetimes, genetic even, inherited patterns of a job that needed to be done to keep all the women in the genetic line silent and small. So, you know, every person, you know, that's, you know, the answer is to go in and connect with the feeling. Are you of my light? If not, gone. If it is, make sure that the job that it's doing for you, that says go inside or stay small or whatever, is aligned to your present level of awareness and healing and connection to your own authority power. And that's you know what I would say.
Yeah.
And with Mercury retrograde, perfect time to go within. And when energy changes, physical, new opportunities, new possibilities happen. So, you know, if you're only doing, you're moving the chairs around on the deck of the Titanic. But so if you're called to go within, it's like go within, doing the energy, and lo and behold, the Titanic goes through those icebergs with like impossible ways. So I think in our class, because Sue and Lynn were in my first class, and they'd ask what the students would ask questions, and what did I say? Ask. I'd always say ask.
And
And sometimes that's the last thing we think to do, you know?
and
A good reminder.
sometimes we're not comfortable with it. We don't know exactly how to do it. So if you spend enough time, like the last 10, 12, 15, 30 years, you start to come to an understanding of what it means to go inside and ask. And that's what I want to do today. Is there anything else anybody wants to add before we start? No. Okay. Then let's go into our sacred space, our own concept of what a sacred, safe space is. And feel your feet firmly planted on Gaia, Feel that physical connection to Earth Mother. Feel the support. Feel the nurturing love. Feel the constant presence of her at all times. And let's take our focus above and connect into source consciousness that we think of as outside and above us somewhere. And bring those two connections down to our heart. And let's breathe in calm. Breathe out any emotion that might interfere, knowing our circle was set before and we are in a safe place. Breathing in calm, breathing out any worries, any frustrations, any confusion, and all toxic emotions. Breathing in calm, breathing out emotions. And just take a few more calming breaths. And then let us go to our first energy center, our root chakra, divine masculine, divine feminine, our seat of creation, and let's set our intention to fully activate this energy center. And we're just going to spend 1 or 2 minutes focusing on the space, the quantum field in the center, around the center, and the energy outside our body from this center. Let's just focus on that space for a little while. See the center filled with love and light from the tiniest point out in a circle around our body from the center, and let it go. And now let's use our focus to bring the energy from the first center to the second center. We're going to fill this with love and light. And just stay focused on the field around the second center and around our body. All an energy field. And you see it activated by love and light. Just focus on that energy. Release the center. Release our focus. And then refocus, bringing the energy from the first and the second into the third. And focus on the space in, around, and outside our body, all the energy of love and light. This is where I have food allergies, and I'm just turning that over to the field. And the organ that has the imbalance, I'm turning it over to the field. And let that go. Release it to the field. And now let's move all this amazing energy up to our heart, spiritual heart center. And feel the heart center, loving energy expand and fill and expand out around our body. And expand out to each other. And expand out to all our friends and family. Knowing this is all spiritual energy and it is unconditional love and it is infinite and it is unlimited. Just focus on the space. And release it to the field. And now we're going to refocus and bring all that amazing energy up into the fifth center. This is our voice, where we speak our truth. Whatever that truth is for you. We're filling this center. And we are focusing on the space beyond the center, beyond our throat. And you can see that if you want as love and light. And then release it to the field. And refocus and bring everything to the sixth center. Activating it with our intention. Filling it with all this amazing energy. Knowing the love and light is the source that is rearranging all the energy as we need for our own well-being and our own growth. Just focus on the space. It doesn't need any instructions. Then release it to the field. And we focus on the 7th energy center. This is activating. We are focusing on the space. You may think of it as love and light. Set the intention to make a fully aware connection to Source. Opening for a new experience with our intuition. And from here, with all the preceding centers pouring into this center, we're going to go into the silence and ask any question you have at this time where the answer would help you with your spiritual growth. And we will stay in this silence. And then I will call us back. And if you need less time, that's okay too. Let us be still, connect, and receive what we need. Well, did anybody get their questions answered?
My answer came not as an answer, but more as an energy surrounding that I'd really asked for last night, and then I went to sleep. So it was more like that, being held, and that was the confirmation I was looking for. Thanks, Sue.
Awesome.
So there's a beautiful poem about God that when I started a group called the Wings of Grace, that I reworded it with the word grace in it. And at a women's entrepreneur meeting that I was at the other day, and I told a few of this already, but I'm their spiritual component of the group, and I bring spiritual thought and processes to people's businesses. And the anyway, they decided to incorporate this poem in their closing. And you know, and I'm sure you've heard it. It's like the God that is. Let me see if I can find it. Anyway, point being is that it's really about being one with this higher power, being one with God, and in my case, being one with grace. So when we were praying, Sue, when you were taking us through the different levels and adding to each of them with peace and love, and I started to think when we were in the lower three chakras, so if we are God and God is within us, or we are all grace and grace is within us, or we are all that is and all that is within us, can we bend this energy to our will? Do we have the right to do that? And then I realized, because we were hanging out in the lower chakras that you were walking us through, I realized that, well, we can, by tapping into the laws, and like the law of attraction, the law of manifestation. But when we bend God's will to our own, it becomes a lower frequency, and we are generating that energy from a lower frequency, but still tapping into the laws, which is, and Sharon actually taught me this, you know, which is like how evil people get their power, is because they are generating and tapping, they are bending God's will to their own and tapping into the laws, using it to their benefit. And in a way, I feel that maybe that is what's happening again, is that there is this need for, as Sue says, power over, or this love of power versus the power of love, and generated from fear that they're losing their power, that percentage of the population, or actually a very small percentage of the population, is bending this will in their favor. So then my thoughts went from, okay, so how do we counterbalance that? What do we do to shift that and, you know, make it not power over, but power for and power of, and most certainly for the power of love versus the love of power. And so if we are God and God is within us, if we are grace and grace is within us, if we are all that is and all that is within us, then how do we raise the frequency to override those who are tapping into the law and also use it to our benefit without lowering its frequency, because we're not bending it into our will, but that it is truly for the highest good for all. So I thought, well, I think that the solution is that you just create a vortex of energy that just spins and spins and falls upon everybody. So I just sat there with just this energy of all that is, and I brought virtues into it. I brought the virtue of peace and divine love and grace and hope and health, and I mean, all these beautiful high frequency words that if people could feel it and sense it and be one with it and be altered by it, I don't know. That's where I went, and I was hanging out in this vortex of just. Sharon, you have something to say? Yay.
The thing that's been missing from almost the beginning of the time of Beyond the Planet is the mission and the purpose of why we're here. And then the authority voice of the female to eliminate the agendas, all energies from agendas of domination, power over. Because high frequencies does not change that. I was told that very clearly. Purple flame, pink flame, love and light will not eliminate the agendas that have chosen to dominate. They are not of our light. We cannot change them back to light. They have their choice. And so, so it's really a two-pronged, and what we have in this day and time is the restoration of that authority that says any vibration, so the vortex of eliminating, identifying, neutralizing, and eliminating it, deeply hidden up, those energies from agendas of domination. It would be one vortex, as the vortex you put in place would like quickly, feel, FILL, feel the space of the harmonics of good. And you're right. I mean, Hitler it's been documented. I've read the books of it. He had those who had the power to connect into the unseen world using black magic for weapons, to learn about weapons. They were downloaded just like Tesla. Only it was a woman, a young woman, and had been co-opted. She'd go out and she would get information and he'd bring it back for their weaponry. And he had a group of psychic connected men who daily work black magic using the laws. And so, they've been around for a very long time, actively using the laws. And I was told this too. Those who are using the laws for their advantage of domination are much more on it than any of you who are doing light work. This was like in early 90s. So it's a two-pronged thing for sure. And then the other additional thing that we have is the Galactic Collective Councils, which is, beyond our galactic family, but beyond that, what was it, 2 years ago, I think, decreed that those agendas cannot even be chosen. So once they're got out into their home, they can't choose it and go somewhere else. It can't even be chosen anywhere. So we're really getting down to the alligators in the swamp, if you will. And some of them are trying to hold on pretty powerfully, and it's still a two-pronged mission.
So what I hear is that there is clarity in the mission. And if we raise the frequency and we make it too much about love and light, there's actually no clarity, because there's no focus. And so if there are those who can benefit from the love and light, but in order to override or work against that which is evil or wrong, or that means because they're focused. I think it seems like when you even look at the two political parties, one is incredibly focused and the other one is and the other group isn't. And And so the more clarity we have and the more focus we have and the direction in which we do the work that we're doing will be far more powerful than if we're spread out too thin or just too high of a frequency that we're a mist versus
I wouldn't say too high of a frequency. It's like the focus is that there's two prongs to the mission. And those that are really focused in raising the frequency, holding the frequency, reminding us of love, calling everyone to good, can be extremely focused in that, and that's very valuable. Not everyone has to get on board of getting rid of outsiders for it to be effective, because we are working by the law of personal choice. It's not the 100th monkey, it's like, so the focus is removing outsider agenda energy, totally just moving it, extraditing it, ejecting it, gone, and yes, and those who are really committed to love and light and calm and peace have sometimes been, I don't know the word, I would say naive, but they haven't been powerfully holding that long enough. It's like all is well, and then they go back. I mean, then they relax. There's just been I don't know that it's true in this time. I mean, I think we're getting more on it, that we've got, we're being called to stay more and more focused. People are waking up. So it's a little bit different than it was even 10 years ago. But the focus, again, I think it is, again, understanding that it's a movement. It takes all these pieces. And the big piece that has been missing for most of our time is the fact that there are agendas that are not of our light, and therefore our agendas of good, of doing good, but they are agendas to use the good that others create and keep them subjugated. And that has been hidden and downplayed, and that's a big part of getting us back to our harmonics of divine family agendas. Whatever it is you're passionate about, even if you're passionate about digging in the dirt and calling Gaia in, it doesn't, whatever you're passionate about, if the outcome for your passion is good for my family, I'm here for standing for good for my home. I am standing for good for this garden. If that's the outcome you're holding and you're doing it, and that's your passion, and you're focused in doing it, it's enough, because there's so many others doing other protocols that are also focused on that outcome.
So for me, the love and light empowers me every single time. It just it wipes out the shadows. It wipes out the fears and the doubts. And from there, I call in clarity. And from there, I can do the work on the deepest, darkest of evil. But I cannot do it without being empowered, because then the best quality I have to work with is reason. And reason doesn't empower me. It just keeps me entertained in justifying and analyzing and mulling over. So I have to have the love and light, and it's not for the dark. It's just for me, and it's for anyone who is. To me, it's for anyone who is trying to heal, because it is a frequency so high you can't put a value on it, and that shifts things in me. And the more I shift inside, the more I am able to focus my intention on. Now, here's where I get confused, because I do not want to bend what the scientists call. I wish they wouldn't do that. I don't even like the word they use. So consciousness, I do not want to bend consciousness to my will, because that can come back at me. Everything that goes out is a gift, and that gift is received, or the gift is rejected. If the gift is rejected, it comes back to me, and it can come back tenfold. I don't want that energy coming back to me in a negative, dark way. So what I send out, I need to be really, really clear what my intention is and what it's to do. And it's twofold. It is one whole separate protocol, and the other one is healing. And the healing love and light is amazing if you have a mind that uses the love and light in a way that empowers yourself or the other person. I'm not talking about parasitics when I'm talking about that healing. And that's why I put in, let the parasitics and all dark energies be gone around me, be gone around you, be gone about whoever it is I'm working on healing. And so in the meditation, I got this wonderful clarity, and I was looking for the words in the book that I just read that really just came to life for me, and that the whole damn chapter just disappeared. I don't know where it is. I put a marker on it. It is gone. I swear to God, I have a whole different book in front of me. It's not that it's not the right information. It's that not what I was reading and I wanted to go back to, because the wording was perfect. It was so simple. And one of those words that is in the book was that the Bible passages are incredibly powerful. What did he call it? He called it scientific something. And to me, that's what it is. When I apply the passages in a scientific way, they absolutely come alive to me. And so my whole approach has become scientific, and it's working for me. So when we do the protocol on Monday, we're doing it every day this week, and we keep doing it, there's something inside of me that says, I haven't quite got it in the right words for me. Because when the words are right, my intention and my focus is like a bullet, or it's like a sword. It has absolute power. But if it is in any way manipulative, it can come back at me and bite me. And that's what I don't want. So in my own mind, I sometimes have to take the words and find different words so it gives me my understanding of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. It changes my focus, and it just makes it absolutely crystal clear for me. So I've been struggling for a little while now that I have to find different words for my focus. I think we all do. We put the words out there, and in our own minds, we are rearranging them and have a whole different category, a whole different vocabulary going on in our own mind for our own understanding. And that's why each one of our meditations they can have an amazingly similar theme, and we will say it different, 4 different ways. And it's been a great learning journey to understand that if I don't understand what you're talking about, it doesn't matter. You do. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that was my take. Lynn, do you have anything?
Well, yeah, this is all good. But what I was kind of stuck on or focused on was reading yesterday about the Duwamish tribe, where they're, I think, suing the federal government now, to get their federal status, to be recognized federally, which they've been doing for decades. But it was only in reading last night that I, for the first time, realized that they are a matriarchal tribe. And I didn't know that. I've been reading about them. I went to a presentation about it a year or so ago with a friend. but I never heard that said. And they were, and they were anyway writing about how it was passed on, the power in the tribe matriarchally. And that just opened something for me about directing my work also to where are the blind spots where I'm not seeing that women are being repressed, where, you know, just another place that isn't out in the media or whatever else. But within this tribe, which has, I mean, the history of them trying to get federal recognition and how it's been, how they've like gotten it and like the last minute had it pulled away when it was supposed to become law. It's just, and I started thinking, oh, it's another repression of the female power, the female strength, the fear of that. So that's what was coming to me. And I was kind of stuck on that, and how as I do my work, how many other places that are not the ones that are so obvious, but have been hidden and are now starting to come to the light. I mean, it came to light for me. Maybe it's been the light for many other people for a long time, but that was my first recognition. So that's kind of what was going on for me.
Anything else anybody wants to say?
I just wanted to affirm that what we're talking about here is how each of us in our opening and becoming aware, and we learn from something or someone, which is called the moon path. And what you're talking about, Sue, in different languaging is we are moving, you know, we are in a space where we're encouraged to be on our own sun path. And that doesn't mean reject. It means we're still holding hands, we're learning. And when you share, it triggers something for me, but because I'm on my sun path, it triggers for me more powerfully something within me, rather than just following mutely you or anyone else, or me or anyone else. You know, and the power of moving from a moon path, because we are all moon path teachers. That's why people find us. They're looking for what you have, and for a while you're the moon path for them. But you're always going to be encouraging them to, you know, what's their intuition, what's their inner guidance. So you're moving them to your sun path, and we're talking totally about sun path today too, with how we're each finding our own words in our own ways, but the commonalities there. I just wanted to say that because I think it's exciting.
I do too. We're changing, and the journey can be confusing when we're in the process of trying to learn something different, and that's okay. It's just part of the journey. And then the clarity comes, and it's like, wow, that's like a huge bolt of lightning. It just is like, wow. And then the new awareness takes me to a different level. So yes, we are all on the ladder of growth and change somewhere, but we're moving forward. That's exciting. We're moving forward and we're helping each other. Okay, so next Monday I have surgery. I have no idea what shape I will be in on Thursday morning. I will give it my best shot. I may just open it up, clear the dark, and turn you loose. Which is okay.
Sue, I just want to validate something that I'm witnessing about you. You know, I keep talking the last few days since I've been back from my trip about this desire to, you know, go within and just pray, just be quiet, just, you know, kind of do the work alone. And as I listened to you speak, I all of a sudden just saw your progression from when I very first met you online, and how much this theme of clarity has come to you because of your ability to be quiet, because of your ability to go within, because of your ability to pray, because your gifts and your knowledge and your expansion and your relationship with all that is, and the healing that you bring to all of us through your words and your own experience. You know, I mean, I've seen the progression within you that you've showed and shared with us through this journey over these last few years, and then just even starting this healing circle and having the courage to even do that. But if I remember right, it happened and came about because you got quiet, and because you went within, and because you just began to listen to this instead of this. And I just want to acknowledge that, because it is beautiful role modeling for me, and I just really appreciate that. I'm very grateful to you listening to your guidance and showing up for us the way that you have. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to all of you. We're doing it together. It's awesome. And I'll see you soon.
Good luck on your surgery. Oh, healing prayers.
Yeah, holding you on Monday for sure. Bye.
Yeah. Do you have the time of your surgery on Monday?
I won't know till probably Sunday.
Okay.
They don't announce it until the night before.
Yeah. Well, blessings to you and all who are in your energy field that day.
Thank you. Yes, my whole medical team and my spiritual team.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys.
Okay, bye, everyone.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.